Welcome to Finance This, Property That. My name's Dion Fernandez, and this podcast is for property enthusiasts, time-poor professionals, self-employed borrowers, and strategic investors looking for residential or commercial property who want more than just a low interest rate. They want a strategy and a team around them. Each week, I'll share strategies, structures, and lending moves that actually grow wealth, not just get you the loan. And also, I will help you surround yourself with information from professionals in their field. If you're here to build smart, not slow, you're in the right place. My vision is to empower financial legacies for generations. I am a mortgage planner and finance strategist, and I work with doctors, developers, business owners, and high-income earners to build serious property portfolios. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Finance This, Property That. It's the one you've all been waiting for. It's part 2 of what happens in the application process. Today, I'm going to take you through what happens from once we presented the strategy to handing over application to settlement to post-settlement. This is where the hard work that we've already done, the go slow to go fast approach, really takes into effect. So, last time we talked about the discovery call, the documents and fact find, the research and valuations, and then presenting you the strategy. But what happens once we present the strategy and you want to go ahead? Well, that's really simple. Today we're going to talk about the handover to our awesome processing team, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about. Then we'll talk about the application submission process, the approval process, the formal approval and the documents, settlement day, and then the most important part, what happens after you settle? The post-settlement support that you receive at Emerge Finance. Let's get into it. So, we presented you the strategy, you've gone ahead. What happens next? Really simple. We hand it over with lender application comments and all our submission notes and documents that we've already collected, because we're not waiting 3 months to lodge your application. We've got it all ready to go. Any missing documents we'll collect off you before submitting the application. But then we actually hand it over to our superstar team, headed up by Michelle, and she has Sarah and Taylor. They're all onshore and they work in the Emerge office, and they are the backbone of Emerge. They will review all our notes, set up all the applications, get the application through to you as a client. We upload everything. The lender gets everything up front, so there's no missed documents. They will then liaise with you. You sign all the documents that are required, do the ID checks that are required, which is lender to lender, and then they submit the application, and most of the time, it's a one-touch approval. Hence why I've won awards, Bankwest Broker of the Year, for my high-quality submissions, and also just been nominated as a finalist for the Australian Mortgage Awards for Broker of the Year for productivity, because when we submit for settlement and approval, or approval then settlement, not to go back and forth with the lenders. Now, sometimes that does happen because you never know who you're going to get as a credit officer on the other side. But then what happens after we submit it? Pretty simple. It goes to the lender. The lender then has their credit assessors. They check everything. But because we prepped it right, they're usually pretty good. They may just have some very lender-specific questions that they just ring us up. You won't even know that that's happened. If there's any issues, we just liaise directly with the assessor and the BDM. Usually, we get conditional approval within an hour, or sometimes even as soon as we submit it. Sometimes we'll even get formal approval on the same day as submission, or within 24 to 48 hours. So what is formal approval? Well, there's conditional approval. Conditional approval is subject to, let's say, valuation or an accountant's letter or verification of some sorts. So they've approved it to some conditions. Well, formal approval or unconditional approval means that they have unconditionally approved your loan, which means you're going to get loan documents. Because once approved, that happens very fast. So we get the approval comes to you. I will usually give you a phone call, but you know what really bugs me? You will actually know that you're approved before I do. Most banks will send you an SMS or an email before I even get it, because I am with clients, etc. I don't check my emails all the time, but yeah, you get a formal approval fairly quickly. That means documents come out. Usually documents are digitally signed. There are some that are still paper, depending on the type of application, whether it's company, trust, etc. Michelle, Sarah, or Taylor will then also ring you and let you know what's going to happen next, to ensure that you know what you're signing, what docs are coming out, how they're coming out. If you have any questions, you can just liaise directly with them. They are the experts in the document signing process. I can help. I'm not as good as them. They do it day in, day out. What they also do that you don't see in the background is they've already sent, if you're doing a purchase, they've already sent the information off to your solicitor, so that they're informed. I've also called your solicitor sometimes, and if you're doing a purchase, I've also called your real estate agent that you're buying the property off, so that they know, and they're all keeping everyone happy. If you're doing a refinance, they're also chasing the banks up to make sure that you get the right discharge, etc. Sometimes though, you will have to follow up the bank where discharging from or taking your loan from to get that discharge letter, because they want to try and keep you, but it's probably too late, because our plan is more than just about rate. So, got the formal approvals, we've signed the documents correctly. What happens on settlement day? Well, you usually will get updates before you even ask. It's automatically sent out to you saying that we're ready to go. Then it's just up to your solicitor or the other bank to confirm that they've got everything. And yeah, once it's all settled, you'll usually get a phone call from me. Again, another bugbear, you probably know before I do that it's settled, but we're across all of that. So it's really good to know that you're going to be overserviced rather than underserviced. And then also, we'd love a nice Google review. And if you're feeling brave, I'll even get you to do a video testimonial. You already know who you are. You're going to get a phone call soon. You might even get to come into this podcast studio. So you've settled. Awesome. What happens after you settle? This is the coolest part about Emerge Finance, and I think this is what differs us from most other brokerages, the post-settlement support. So the day after, or depending on when it falls, usually the next business day after settlement, you'll get an email from one of our team telling you, hey, awesome, it's all settled. This is your loan account number. This is the direct debit it's coming from. This is the first direct debit. This is the repayment, which gives you a peace of mind. Now, you do have to check your email, because they're not going to call you about that, but you do get an email, which is great, which not a lot of people get. It's that post-settlement support, making sure all your offsets are linked, etc. as well. Now, we're not allowed to set up accounts, and we're not allowed to make changes to your accounts. So if you do need to make changes, we will guide you and direct you on how to do that. The best part is every 6 months, you don't have to get your rates checked. And our superstar pricing guru, she automatically checks all your rates every 6 months. It's on her list, and it just goes from there. If there has been a change in your situation, when we check your rates, I send you an email saying, hey, we've got you the rates. This is what it is. There's no movement. You are on the best rate. Or, hey, there could be a better rate, but it may not be worth it. Let's have a chat about your current situation, if it's changed or anything, and we can go from there. Then we book and have a quick 15-minute discussion. So we're always playing ahead. It's always strategy, and we're always trying to be moving forward and being proactive. On top of that, you also still get access to my greater network, accountants, buyers agents, planners, property managers, things like that as well. And if you do need to refinance or buy again, it's already in my file, so I'll probably already know it before we have the conversation, or you'll be calling me or booking straight into my diary to have that conversation. So that's part 2, done. Application through to settlement, through to post-settlement, what happens next? So I hope that's given you some sort of insight into the inner workings of when you come to see me for a discovery call right up to post-settlement. I'd like to thank a lot of my clients that have already been with me for the last 18 months. It's nearly been 2 years actually. It'll be 2 years in October that I've been with Emerge Finance. So thank you to everyone that's made that special. Thank you for listening to this podcast. There's no advice given here, so it's all very general information about how our process works or how my process works at Emerge. If you need to get a hold of me, jump on Instagram at Dion Finance Specialist, LinkedIn, Dion Fernandez. My booking links are there if you want to hit me up for a discovery call and start the process to move you further forward. But thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.